Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the course. And today we have one of the most requested videos. And all the videos are requested, but okay. And what you're seeing on the screen is the admin side of our app, because of course I couldn't do everything on the single app. We will need to have one separated app for the admin and another for the user. And today we will configure some of these functionalities like add category and add brand. The UI of this app I will provide to you because I had it built, and I will not teach you how to create this card and insert this text on this particular video, but I will give the link in the description for this. But this video will finish the configuration of the sign in and login for the last video, and then we will start working with this admin side of the app where we can see the revenue, number of users, campaign, and so on and so forth. So I hope you're excited. I hope you are excited. Let's go, let's get it. But before we get into the video, guys, what you're seeing on the screen are images of a country in Africa called Mozambique that was recently devastated by a cyclone, and thousands of people died, or millions of people were affected, and a lot of them are now homeless, without shelter, without food, without anything. So if you would like to help with your donations, I will leave the link of my PayPal and my Paytm account if you're in India. So let's help these people. Let's give a hand to our brothers, because tomorrow any days can be us. So thank you guys for your time, and let's get back to the video. So with that being said, let's go back into it. Here we have to build admin interface or admin app. We have to configure that app, and then after that we can add products into our database. But let's do something. Let's configure, because we didn't really finish the configuration of this part. So let's do something quick before we jump into that. First of all is we need to go to our login, and we will still work with this. We will improve this, don't worry guys. Is signed in. So how are we going to use this? Is like this. To verify if the user is signed in or is logged in, we will have to do quickly come here and copy this, come back here, paste it. So we have Firebase users is equal to Firebase auth.current user. So if the user exists, what are we going to do? User, then user, because user is what we're going to get from this method. So what do we want to do here? Sorry, this is not supposed to be like this. We will do something very easy. If our user is not null, meaning if the user exists, you just set state is we will set state is logged in equal to true. We will come afterwards to improve this, don't worry. We don't really need that part here. We can leave it like that. Okay, perfect. So a small arrangement that we can do, let's rerun the app. If nothing happens, means the user is not, oops, and we have a logged in user. That's why we were automatically redirected to that page. Let me do a logout. I will show you afterwards how to do that. So we did the logout. Now let's rerun the app and you will see the difference. And now nothing happened because there's no logged in user. Okay, we will come and improve the login and stuff, don't worry about that. Now hit sign up. Let's try to create a new user. I'll call him Santos. Santos at test.com. He is a male and his password is 111111. Sign up. Boom. Now we have it. Let's go to our database and see what happened. And we want the real-time database. That's what we're using. Boom, we have one user here, and if we click on him, we have what? Santos at test. Here we have his email, his gender, user ID, and username. Okay, perfect. So we are able to create users, and I can log him out if I want to. But okay, this is working, this part is working. I will come, we will do the login. That's not a big issue. I can do a logout and a login afterwards. That's not a big issue, and that's not the main goal for this app, for this video in particular. Here what I want to show you guys is now we're supposed to learn how we're going to configure our admin app, because now we must have a separate app for the admin and one for the users. Because if I have the store as the admin, I want to see different stuff. I want to be able to post and everything. So let me show you guys something. Oh, I went ahead and created a basic structure for an app, and here you have it. Let's run it. Why I did this off the video is because most of the times I take an hour or so just doing the UI, just doing like a list view, a grid view, and I believe that at this point most of you guys know how to do that. So I don't know, you'll tell me on the comment section below if you agree with this new approach or not. But because I want to go straight to the point, I want to work with the backend because there's a lot of things to do, and if I take like an hour just doing the UI of the app, then it's going to take forever to finish this. Okay, so here's the admin app. The admin will be able to see his revenue. He will be able to see number of users, the categories, products sold, and orders. Then we'll hit manage, and here we'll be able to add products, to view the product list, to add category list, add brand, and brand list. So this is just the UI, nothing is functional yet, but I didn't want to waste our time building this. But let me give you a very quick overview of what's happening so you guys can have an idea. Of course it's all inside of a scaffold, and for the app bar I'll put this side by side, so I'll explain you guys and you will see. Yes, so this is what's happening. You have here the app bar, and for the title of the app bar I provided a row with two flat button icon I like flat button icon because you can just give the icon there. This, and in here up I used enum called page, and the page we have dashboard and manage because we have two views for the dashboard and manage. Actually, I don't load this page again, I just change what's displayed in the page. That's very functional and makes the app load faster. So then I define the select page is equal to page dashboard, meaning by default this is the active view, the dashboard. And then I define some colors. Active color is red and not active color has gray. Then here for the flat button icon, for the colors we are doing, so if selected page is equal, this is a conditional statement. We are checking first if the selected page is going to be equal to page.dashboard, and if the selected page is equal to dashboard, set the color is active, and if it's not dashboard, set the color has not active. We are doing the same thing for the flat button icon manage. If the selected page is equal to manage is going to be active and not active otherwise. And then after that we are for the body we are calling load screen, and inside of this method load screen we're going to return a widget, and now we're taking a switch statement. We are going to switch the selected page, meaning case 1, if the selected page is page.dashboard, we are going to return this blah blah blah. We are using cards here and everything, and if the selected page is managed, we are going to return this. Okay, by default we return a container, but this will never happen. Sure. So don't worry guys about this, and if I just talked very quick, and yeah, because I will leave the link for this UI on the description. It's not the complete app, only for this particular UI. I'll create a different repo, and you can clone the UI, you can take your time, view it on your computer, and you can just ask me on the comment section for any doubt or in case of any doubts. Okay, perfect. So now what's left? Now let us go to our Firebase console, our project overview, and we will need to configure that app. So add app, and it's going to be an Android app. You already know the process of configuring Firebase. I hope you do, but if you don't know, don't worry. The first thing you're going to do is get the package name, and you're going to find this under Android, under app, under source, and here you will open what where is our manifest here? Where is the manifest here? We have our app, we have our source. Build griddle, that's not what we want. Here under profile, under the profile you're going to find the Android manifest. It's looking different, it's looking super different. The package name, here we have it. Just copy this and paste it here. Here I will give e-commerce. Oh no, not e-commerce, because our app is called Fashion Admin. Okay, I don't need to create SHA1 key or SHA1 key here. just hit register app, and then we have to download our JSON uh, Google services. First, before I download, let's make sure I don't have nothing on my download, or I don't have a Google, because I usually download this a lot, and actually I have this would give me a problem. Let me just delete it, and now it's all clear. So then you go and you download Google services.json file. It's going to take a couple seconds, and it's done. Now you go to the downloads again, and if you're thinking that this is boring, you can just go straight to the point, because I believe that you have seen this way too many times. So you go and copy this. Done. Now we go to Android Studio, and for you waiting for configurations to iOS and everything, don't worry, we are going to get into that. Now you can hit next, or if you click here, you know that you have to paste this inside of the app just below the build griddle, which is going to Android, going to app, and this is not the app. Okay, I'll terminate this. Oh. Okay, now you're going to paste it here. Okay, perfect. Then hit next, and on the project level you'll need to copy this, meaning on this build griddle here inside dependencies, let's make sure it's the correct, you're supposed to paste this, and then what, on the app level, copy this. Now we're talking about this griddle here, you have dependencies again, in here you paste that line, and you have Google services, which we want to add to the end of the file. Okay, perfect. Now after this is done, you hit next and go to Android Studio, run your app again. Most of the times you need to stop it completely and run it. This may take a while, and forget about this. Okay, I believe that by now it's okay. It's not. We may need to wait for a couple seconds so that it is going to be configured too. What's the issue now? Because now we want to verify our installation. strange because here we have that it was successfully synced, but here nothing happened. Okay, I was about to close the app, it was just taking me long. Continue to console. Let me open it. And I'm sorry for the name of the project here because at the configuration stage I kind of configured this for a different app. Next, I don't know what happened, it didn't detect. Okay, anyways, it's up and running, that's what matters. Okay, so now we have our app connected to our Firebase. So what are we going to do now is import some dependencies here. Let's open, I'll go ahead and open our e-commerce app. Please don't mind the name. As I told you at the beginning, it was a different project, but no worries. Here we want to go to our pubspec file, and in here we need this. You know what, I will copy everything and then just copy the dependencies from the other app and open your shop app admin. And here on the pubspec file just paste everything and then run packages get. Okay, perfect, we have the packages now. So we will need to do something else here, which is, before we add products, actually we need to add categories. So after we add categories, we are going to add, after we add categories and brand, we are going to add a product, from where we're going to choose a category and a brand from the categories and brands present on the database. So yeah, I think that's our goal now. Let's do something. There's a lot of files open here. Just close everything, okay? Perfect. Oh, close this as well. Perfect. Open our library screens, admin, and here for the admin, where we have add category, let's work with this. I will use alerts here. I'll call it category alert. Now let's create this method called category alert, and we are going to have a variable. Let me zoom. And this is actually taking a lot of space. Okay, we are going to have a variable here called alerts, which is going to be a new alert dialog, which is going to have content of what text form field. Okay, no problem. And for this we are going to give a controller of category controller, and now we have to create this controller. Just come up here. Okay, let me just close this. Perfect. Just come up here and create the text editing controller. Call it category controller is equal to text editing controller. Perfect. Since we are here and we are going to need another one for the brand, we are going to create another controller called brand controller. Perfect. And what can we add in here? Here we'll add okay, let's add decoration. Input decoration. For the hint, we are going to give here add category is the hint. What else can we give? What else? Okay, we will see this afterwards. We can make a validation to ensure that the category is not empty, but okay, let's do that. So let's wrap this inside of a form field. No, we don't need to have a form. Validator value, which is the typed value. What are we going to do is if value dot is empty, return value, return category cannot be empty. Perfect. What else can we do here? We will have to add something here. We have the content, we need to add action, and for the action we are going to add first, let's try to go with a flat button icon. Since I use it above, you can see how it works. Okay, icons dot check, and for the label, text, and the text will say add, and here instead of check I will put add. Okay, perfect. Now here, close, and the text will say cancel. Almost perfectly complete. Show dialog. For the context, we are going to use context, and then for the builder, we are going to use this current context, and we are going to return alert. This underscore means that we're using this context. So, is it all? Is it all? Let me try to see what happens on our app. And I'm using a real device here, using this app called Visor. I really encourage you guys to do the same, because the processing speed is just amazing, and you don't have to be using simulator on your machine, meaning so here you have it. But this is looking ugly. Using flat icon, I just wanted to show you how it works, but it's looking ugly, so I'll just change that to normal icons. I'll change that to normal icons. So let's delete this, and here we'll write child, and we will do the same thing here, and here we'll write child as well. Let's capitalize this. Cancel, add. For cancel it's easier, we just need to do navigator dot pop context, it's all. Perfect. And we may need to use a form here. And this form here needs a key, and I'll call it form key. I didn't create these yet, but to keep track of the state of the form, we need to have that key, which is a global key of the type form state, and this is the name is equal to global key perfect. Now what else here? I'll rename this. The shortcut for renaming is Shift F6, and then I'll use here category form key. And I am doing this because we are going to use another form, but now for the brand, which is going to be called brand form key. Perfect. Now we will take this category we will take this category method, copy it and repeat it, and now we're going to call it brand alert, and in here we are going to use, of course, the brand form key and add brand. Perfect. Now let's go to our load screen and right in here, where is that? Here where we have add brand, we paste brand alert. Done. What had to be done here is done. So now we have the category alert here working with no problem, and we have the brand alert working with no problem as well. Now what we have to do is quickly come to our lib and let's create a package called db where we're going to handle our database operations, and we'll create a file called category. We'll create another file called brand. Perfect. So now for the category we are going to do import package Cloud Firestore. Now we're going to use Cloud Firestore here because it's the best way to go. And we'll create a class, and yes, of course, Cloud Firestore offers us a lot of functionalities that we don't have on real-time databases, or that we would have to work a bit to make them possible on real-time databases. Simple things just like counting number of elements on a node, we have to write a bit of code for real-time databases, and it's not the case for Cloud Firestore. And that's how we're going to go for the products and everything else. The users, we're going to leave them on a real-time database, no problem. So here category service, this is how I'm going to call this. And the first thing we're going to do actually is do here Firestore is equal to Firestore dot, not this, Firestore dot instance. Great. We'll create a method here called create category, and this method is going to take a string name. Now we're going to have here Firestore is equal collection. The name of the collection is going to be categories dot document, which has to be the ID dot set data category name is going to be equal to name. Okay, now here we want to create this the ID. To create ID here, I'm going to use a small method. Let me open up a new tab and write here Flutter UID or UUID. I don't know how the package is called, but we will figure out. We'll find out here. And what it does, this will generate keys for us. This package is going to be used to generate keys. So just copy the package name, go to Android Studio, and just like that paste it. Then oops, you just hit packages get. Because no version of Flutter Cache Manager depends on you. Okay, we are having a small problem here with this. Okay, I'll remove this so it will automatically find a suitable version of UUID, and it's done. Now, how do we use that is quite simple. But if you come here to their documentation, you have how do you use. You first create UID and then you define the version. Okay. So let's do it. I'll show you guys. Here, let's create a var. We'll call it ID. It's going to be equal to U. Am I saying it correctly? Oh, let me import this first. Import this. Then this is going to be a string, of course. Category ID is going to be equal to ID dot v1. Perfect. And in here you just write category ID. So we automatically have here the ID. For the category, we're going to create a collection called categories, and the ID is going to be category ID, and the data is going to be category name is equal to name. So let's go straight to the brand and do exactly the same thing. So I'll just copy this. I'll come to the brand, I'll paste it, and here I'll give this brand service as the name, and here I'm going to give this as brands, and here is going to be brand ID, and finally we're going to have brand name, brand, I'll leave it brand. even for the category name, I'll just leave this category. Perfect. Brands or brand ID, set brand is equal to name. Okay, this is done. Now to finalize it, we're going back to our admin, and here on our admin we will need to first come to the top and let's import dash db slash category, and let's import as well dash db slash brand, and in here let's create brand service, which is going to be equal to brand service, which is going to be equal to brand service, and then category service is going to be equal to category service, which is going to be equal to category service. Perfect. Then what else? I need another package here, and let me see if we have the Flutter toast. We have it. So let's go back to the admin and import package Flutter toast. Okay. Now what are we going to do here is the following. Oops. For this alert on add, we are going to do first, we are going to do category service dot create category, and for the name you're going to give this category controller dot text, and not to work too much, we can just say if category controller dot text is not null, just to make sure that we're going to provide the category name here. And then after that is done, we can just use a Flutter toast saying show toast with the message category added or created, and here instead of add I'll put, okay, I'll leave it add, and here I can leave it created, no problem. Okay, perfect. And maybe after this we can just do a navigator.context pop. I think it's nice. And for the brand, we're going to follow the same logic. When we click on this add, we will want to work with, for the brand here, this must be brand controller first, and then we will check if the brand controller dot text is null, and finally we will use brand service dot it's supposed to be create brand, not create category. I forgot to rename here. Create brand. Perfect. And now the name here is going to be brand controller dot text. Brand added. Okay, we do have a lot of things going on here. It's time to start testing stuff out. What is this guy doing here? Oh. Okay, let's rerun the app. Oops. Rerun the app. Okay, this may take a couple seconds to finish. Let's go. Boom. Now it's taking a lot of time. Okay, I think it's done. No, it's not done. But because the app is still active. You know what? Let me do this. I'll stop the app and I will run it again. I'm just praying I don't have that Cloudflare store issue with dependencies and stuff, because it sucks to have that problem. Okay. While the app is running or it's loading, we can take some time to just explain you guys what's happening here, because it seems like a lot of things happened. So here there's not much to explain, I believe, because we really did just damn. And that's the same old issue. Okay guys, we will do one thing. This video is already way too long. We will fix it on the next one, and don't worry, as soon as I start the next one I will fix this issue. Okay, see you on the next one.